Alright, hey guys, an anxious man here. It is currently Wednesday, October 9th. It's 3:51 p.m. So I'm trying an experiment today. I haven't recorded on Monday and I didn't record yesterday. I'll talk a little bit about why. So what I'm doing is I'm recording here on IGTV. I'm recording here on YouTube. So I'm trying to get them as close to as possible so it doesn't look too weird. And I'm also going to take this audio and put it on Anchor. So if you're listening to this on Anchor, thank you for listening. If you're watching this on IGTV, thank you for following me on Instagram and watching my videos. And for those of you guys who subscribe to my YouTube channel, thank you for watching as well. So basically, I guess I'll try to make it, as direct and short and sweet as possible. Last week, a friend of mine and I started our podcast again for the first time in years. We recorded it last Friday. It's at a studio here where I live in the town that I live in Deer Park. We pay, but the quality is amazing. You get a green screen, cameras. So we put the audio up on Anchor. We put the video up on YouTube. We got a great response from our small but loyal watchers. And I'm sure we got a couple new people watching it as well. And I felt really good. It just feels really good to get a good response like that from people who enjoy it or have been looking for it. I can't lie. I was like super excited. And then I kind of took it easy this weekend with my regiment, my routine as far as like going to bed at 10 o'clock, waking up by 4, all that kind of stuff. Now, I don't know if it's because I just sort of like got off my game a little bit that it feels like I kind of have been off the rails the past couple days. And I'll explain what I mean. So Monday I woke up, you know, not late, but between 5 and 7, somewhere around there. I don't really remember. I didn't do any yoga. I didn't meditate. I just made myself some breakfast and just went about my day. And I ended up just sort of spending the day watching YouTube, watching Hulu, just bullshitting around. Didn't do much. Yesterday I actually went to the movies and watched Joker, which was good. I really enjoyed it. I'm probably going to see it at least one more time. We're going to talk more about that in the Big Bucket of Chicken podcast tomorrow night. We're recording it, so I'll put a link everywhere so you guys can actually go. It's a completely different podcast from what I'm doing here for anxiety. That's comedy and bullshitting, but I'm going to definitely be talking about the Joker tomorrow. Anyway, so here's my theory. So I had a great response. I don't really know how to describe it. I kind of coined this term the other day. I call it like a happy hangover. You feel good, you feel up. I had a kind of a really nice, relaxing weekend. Enjoyed myself, whatever. You just kind of like we made a fire and, just sort of like took it easy. I'm just kind of like leaning into the fact that I don't have to go to work. I do have this regiment, this calendar I'm creating for myself. And I don't know. Monday, I can't describe it. Like I said, what I call it is a happy hangover, meaning I feel good for a couple days straight, and especially after I did that podcast, I'm not gonna lie, I felt really good. And then I kind of get like this burnout. Like I don't know if it's the dopamine or what it is. I don't know exactly what happens. But what I end up doing is I couldn't come up with a term, and I was just watching a podcast it's been a 4-hour podcast I was just watching on YouTube, and they talk. It's a military podcast anyway. It's not important. But he talks about when you get yourself, it's not about the thoughts themselves. It's like, why am I having these thoughts? What are they doing? How do I not let myself get taken away? And I've talked about this with anxiety, about acceptance and sort of letting thoughts come and go. And it's easier said than done all around. I admit that. But the word is wallow. Wallowing in your thing. And I pulled up the definition. I wanted it because there's like several definitions, and it's like to roll the body about or lie relaxed in water or mud. Now that obviously is not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not an elephant or a rhino or a warthog in the Serengeti. But what it really is to indulge oneself to a great degree in something. So it almost has like this positive sound to it, but yet it doesn't feel positive, does it? It's wallowing. I rarely have heard the term wallow been applied to something positive. Like he's really wallowing in that lottery win, or he's really wallowing in his great victory. It's usually used as a negative thing, even though it's positive. And I've talked about this with anxiety before. There's something very, and I'm sure some people will disagree with me, very egotistical, very self-centered about and I can only talk about my own experience, which is anxiety and some mild depression. Now, I'm sure some people will disagree wholeheartedly and say that what I'm saying is wrong. And yeah, I agree. It's a mental illness. It's whatever degree of mental illness it may be. But to me, I've always had this feeling of like there's something so self-centered about anxiety, where it's like even like your insecurities, where I'm not doing the right thing. I'm terrible at this. Everyone around you saying you're fine. Everything seems good. Obviously they're not inside you. They don't know what you're feeling. But everyone's saying you're good at this thing, you can do this thing, you got it, and you're like, no, I don't have it, I don't feel good about it, and it's like the way I look at it, it's like just believe the people. Now, obviously, you want to feel good about what you're doing, but I think there's something about like why are you ignoring everyone saying you're doing a great job, and you're saying no, I'm not. What is that? What is that? I understand it's a chemical imbalance. It's a fuck up. It's an irrational fear. It's insecurity. I mean, it's a number of things. But there's like this self-centered, the wallowing. You're wallowing in. It's something that, and I've talked about this also, how it's so familiar and comfortable to feel like shit or feel bad or not feel great that you attach to it. When I say you, I mean me. And I think that's what happened. I kind of thought I still kind of do think it's like this like dopamine hangover. I feel really good for 2, 3, maybe 4 days, and then I just sort of like I get into like a slump, and I let myself get defeated by like feeling bad, feeling sorry for myself, and you just kind of create this like layers and layers and layers of a bad feeling, so to speak. And I'm not quite sure exactly what to call it, but when I heard when I heard this podcast and they were talking, they didn't. I don't know if they necessarily used the word wallow, but it just like came to me, and I googled the definition. I was like, yeah, that's it. It's this, indulging of this feeling. Like you get the thought instead of just letting it come and go, or trying to turn it to something positive, which I think I do a little bit, but obviously the last 2 days not so much. I wasn't like severely depressed or like in the dark or like, but I am in a sense. I was like kind of cutting myself off. I wanted to turn this camera on like 50 times and just like start talking. I was like, what am I going to talk about? The video I had planned to talk about, it just felt so ingenuine is the word, or disingenuous. I don't know what the right word is. I'm stupid. But it just didn't feel right to talk about what I wanted to talk about yesterday or the day before. And I kind of feel like that's wrong. I should have made that video. But I failed. I didn't make it. I failed Monday and I failed yesterday. And I do kind of see it as a failure. It's like I could have, I should have, I would have, but I didn't. But moving on, here's a new day, and I'm doing something, and I'm doing something I like to do. And I'm just trying to get myself back on track. I printed out some calendars. I put them up on the wall. I wrote down this list of things that I want to do for myself throughout the month of October, and I kind of have like November just sitting there, and I'm just going to kind of put stuff in there when I get a chance. So I'm trying to get myself back on track, trying to do things right. I think what happened is, and I don't want this to come off as a cop-out, and I don't want it to be a cop-out. It may very well be, but I don't know. It's not that I bit off more than I can chew, but it's like you're trying to completely change your routine, your bad habits, and it's been just a week and a half I've been on furlough. It seems like a little bit longer, but that's it. I have 8 weeks, and I'm in the middle of week 2. And trying to now go to bed at a different time. The last 2 nights I've been going to bed well after midnight. Last night I think I went to bed like 2:30 in the morning. I'm just watching shit. I just can't. I feel like if I just lay down, I'll go to sleep, and I don't really believe that. I don't know. And it's not that I bit off more than I can chew, or I can't do it. It's just it's taking me a little bit longer than I would like it to, and it gets me frustrated. And again, I wallow in that negative, defeated feeling, and which is not good. I'm running about 9.5 minutes here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the IGTV video. Sorry, people on Instagram, in a few seconds. And what I'll do is you can continue watching on YouTube. The link will obviously be in my bio. So if you're watching on IGTV and you want to continue hearing what I'm saying, go to my bio, click on the YouTube link, and for the YouTube channel, and you can watch. Just fast forward to 10 minutes into the YouTube video because you've already obviously seen the first 10 minutes. I'll probably go for a few more minutes if you guys want to do that. If not, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, so the IGTV section portion is over. I'm going to continue going on YouTube here for you guys, and obviously you guys on Anchor listening as well. Because like I said, I had these thoughts, and I kind of want to do this. I don't want to always go more than 10 minutes. I don't really feel like I need to say more than 10 minutes of stuff. I mean, we do live in a time, can't deny it, social media. Everything's got to be quick. It's got to fit into a tweet. It's got to be fast, grab your attention, otherwise you move the fuck on. I'm the same way. Now, anyway, so yeah, this wallowing. Do I just beat myself up over it and then just turn a bad day into bad 2 days, bad days into a week into a month, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about that all the time. About an event becomes a mood becomes a temperament becomes a personality becomes a life, and it's just like, why are you this way? Well, something terrible happened to me 32 years ago. It's like, dude, that was then. Every day is a new day. I get it. I totally get it, and I totally understand the opposite of. I get how quickly we can change things, but I also understand how easily we can fall into like a darkness and let it consume us and wallow will turn into like severe depression, etc., etc. Like I said on my podcast on the Big Bucket of Chicken, I'm going to talk more about the Joker, but I definitely recommend seeing it. It's getting a lot of weird reviews, like Rotten Tomatoes is like 90% for the regular average person, and then for the critics, it's got like a 69 or 70%. And you read some, and it's just like this: oh, it's violent, and they wanted to ban it from the Aurora Theater because of the shooting that happened there. And I understand that some people did get killed in a movie theater. It sucks, but this is not a shoot 'em up for the sake of shoot 'em up. It's about a guy who's mentally ill, and the system fails him. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but definitely watch it. Watching it yesterday, I mean, I don't relate to the whole thing. The guy, there's murder, there's like severe, there's some violence, but less than 10 minutes of the 2-hour movie is like violence and blood, to be perfectly honest. So I definitely recommend it. But, just this whole thing of like, how I think it's a lot easier said than done to like turn your life around and change it and make positive changes, but it's not anywhere near impossible. It's very easy, but it's so much easier. I want to stress that again. It's easy to get better and make yourself better and get well and change your mindset and change your lifestyle and have better habits, but it's way easier to not do that. It's way easier to pick up cigarettes again and start, smoking cigarettes. I'm still vaping, but I just fucking bought some smokes the past couple days, kind of caved in. I'm smoking right now, fuck it. And kind of mad at myself for it, wallowing in it, to say, but fuck it. Bad habits die so fucking hard anyway. I went months without cigarettes, and then I would smoke when I drank, and I really would just like maybe have a couple a week or something like that, compared to like half, less than a pack a day. But I've been like, again, just succumbing to the bad vibes. I don't know what to call it. I'm not in a severe depression. I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea. Like, I just like fell off the face of the earth again, and my videos are going to stop, and I feel like shit, and blah, blah. None of that stuff. None of that stuff. What's actually occurring is, like I said, I just started wallowing, but pulled myself back, like, last night. I was like, all right, I'm not going to go to bed at 10 o'clock. I know that, but I'm not going to just, I'm going to get back on track. I made my calendar today, cleaned up a little bit. Just, I have a list of things that I want to do. So I wrote them out. So they're on paper. They're in my face. I have a date. I put them on a date. So I have to do them at this, or at least start them, And the little things, the getting up at a certain time, doing yoga, doing meditation in the morning, it's a little tough, not going to lie, because it goes against my learned behavior, my natural behavior, my routine, my whatever you want to call it, my ingrained bad habits, good habits, whatever you want to call it. I don't really have I'm in it, and I'm trying to just talk about it and relate to you if you're having the same issues or have gone through the same issues. I'm sure we all have ups and downs, but I just wanted to bring it up and talk about it today. And I'm not ending the video here, but I just want to say I really appreciate the people who watch the videos on YouTube, who watch them on Instagram, who listen to them on Anchor and Spotify and all the things Anchor gives to me, all the other platforms. Um, I just made a decision like recently, and that's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to do it every single day. Obviously, I did not do it yesterday, and I did not do it on Monday. I understand that, but it's not about becoming famous, not about getting likes and clicks, and I do want all that stuff. I can't. I mean, saying you don't want that kind of stuff is bullshit. We want it. I want it, but I more want to put the information out there, put the experience out there. My experience, a percentage of which is unique to me, but I think 90+% is not unique to me. It is something we all go through, especially people who have suffered from anxiety, depression, other mental illnesses that I might not have any experience with. Feel like we're all kind of in the same boat. And to go back to the movie Joker, I think that's a big part of what the movie's about. It's about a guy who's going through shit, and the system fails him. And yeah, it's not your fault, your mental illness, but it's your responsibility to like do what you can about it. He obviously, you know, things happened to him out of his control, and he took it to like other levels. And there's no excuse for like some of the violent shit he does, but the movie is not just about a violent guy who goes crazy because he's mentally ill and then starts killing people. It's not that. Definitely watch it. Anyway, so I just wanted to share these thoughts with you guys today. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. I hope my chair's not too squeaky. I want to hear from you guys. I mean, most importantly, when I make these videos, I feel like a lot of people do not participate, and it does frustrate me. I want to hear from you guys. I mean, you're watching it. What's the reaction? Do you hate this video? Do you hate the audio? Do you not give a shit? Tell me. I mean, I don't care. I just want to hear from you guys, especially those of you out there who do have anxiety and maybe found me because of the anxiety hashtags, or you just typed in anxiety in the search bar on YouTube and you stumbled upon it. Like, what's going on? Like, you don't want to post a public comment? That's cool. I think you should, because the forum itself in the comment section could become helpful. But you can also message me privately, email me, hit me up on Instagram, direct message me, whatever. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say I'm doing fine. Oh god, fine is like the worst word. It's like I'm fine, and AKA I'm miserable. No, I'm good. I just having like a rough patch, getting through it best I can, and I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching. Thank you for listening on Anchor, watching on YouTube, watching on Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.